and we're showing the growth, right? So over delivery, value over delivery is something that we believe every brand needs to do, needs to focus on, right? Like, I'll show you an example, another, just one more, right? So with the episodes, right, that come out, what if my guest is busy, can't do anything? Do we cancel the episode? No, we're not canceling the episode. We're going to show up, whether it's me, Elite, or whether it's another one of our team members, volunteers that's going to do the interview, whatever the case is. We're going to make sure we over deliver. We're not just going to show up and not show up, right? I mean, we're not going to not show up, right? That's the way to put it. We're not going to not show up just because someone else didn't show up, right? Like, we want to always look at it like, what if we were watching and we were waiting for something, right? It can be that episode that we're showing up, and that consistency builds a level of trust with a new client that says, well, now we want to get on the podcast because we know you're going to show up. We know you're showing up, no matter what's going on, no matter what area you are. Right now, we're at a park. We're at Terra Bonita Park in Lancaster, California, right? And, we didn't let that stop us. Like, we needed a place to film. The first place, there was reasons we couldn't film there, right? In our initial office we were going to use today. Okay, we're going to go somewhere else. Couldn't do it there for other reasons. Got it. Like, so now we're here. So I was going to go to another park, and we'll eventually do content at that park, right? I was going to go to Sky Tower Park. If you're familiar with the Lancaster area in California, you know exactly where that is. That didn't happen today. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. We're here. We're right here. We're filming Terra Bonita Park, Lancaster, California, on Easter. We're not letting the holiday stop us. We're not letting anything stop us, okay? So that's another version of value over delivery. You see how this plays into so much pieces of the brand and everything else? Like, just because this is the topic that we're hitting on this month, we always revisit value over delivery. We feel it makes the world go round. Listen. All right, this is Elite from Brands Experts Podcast. We are another incredible podcast. So we are doing this episode right here, right? So we are the guests for the episode, just so we get that clear, right? So I want to let you know something, okay? Whenever you're doing a podcast or anything for your brand or for your business, I want you to know and understand this, right? It may be a holiday, right? This is our Easter 2023 special edition episode, right? Episode 22, right? So we want to let you know something, okay? We believe it's episode 22. Let's get accurate, right? We catalog correctly, so we know exactly what episode that we're on. Okay, so we'll go to the app. But listen, like, no matter what's going on, show up for yourself. Okay, so that's why there's no episode that came up this last Friday, right? Because our episodes usually drop on Fridays. This is a special edition Easter episode. Okay, right? And so we're dropping this episode, right? And we're very proud to be dropping that episode for you, right? And what we're going to be going over is our monthly topic for Champions Playbook media production firm, but it's over all the brands under it, right? Our topics stay in alignment. And our topic for episode 22, that's correct, is it's just going over the topic, right? And it's value over delivery, right? And we're going to get into why this is important and all that, right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to get into that in this episode. So you're getting a treat with this one. Okay, this is really important. This is something that we feel at Brands Experts Podcast makes the world go round. It's value over delivery. And so we're going to get into that, why we believe that, and how you can, over deliver value for your target audience, your clients, whatever the case is. We want you to over deliver value, go above and beyond, right? See how you can't see my hand? Because it's above the camera lens. So it's above and beyond. So we want to make sure you deliver that. So let's define value. It's a way to help solve problems for your clients and customers. Okay, that's how we look at value, right? For your brands, period, right? That's how we're going to define value over here, okay? So let's get into it. So when we talk about value, right, we're talking about value over delivery. That is the topic that we're going to get into today, okay? So when you have a brand, okay, how do you over deliver value, right? We're going to show you exactly what we're talking about. But one of the ways you can make sure you do that is with merch or fashion, right? Whatever direction you want to call it, right? Making sure you have that, right? And when you have that, what that creates is a way where, let's just say someone has a daycare brand, right? Well, I'm 35 years old right now, so I'm not going to be going to any daycare, right? But at the same time, since I'm not going to be going to a daycare, what can happen for me is there can be a shirt or something like that that I can wear to support whatever's going on. And so just like we have right here for Brands Experts Podcast, right? We want to show you an example, right? So this is our shirt. You see the logo, right? You see everything, right? Talking about exactly what we do. We have a support version of this shirt, right? So this is how we do it. Let me explain to you how we do it over here. So with the support shirt, right now, right, in March 2023, April 2023, the shirt goes for $80, right? $20 goes towards packages for brands to get their marketing, right, filmed, edited, whatever they need. So that's how we over deliver with the fashion and merchandise, right? We want to over deliver. We didn't just want to make shirts or hoodies or something like that just to wear and then they age or whatever the case. We wanted to do it that way. So another thing also that comes with that sponsorship level stuff is the what is it called? What else comes with it is, with the sponsorship stuff, is the whoever purchased it, right? That shirt, they're going to whatever brand they end up sponsoring. What's going to end up happening with that is we're going to have content that shows when that sponsor brand gets that video filmed or video edited. We're going to tag or mention, put their picture up, things like that, just to show that they supported someone. So, those are the unique things that we do. Right, we want to show you the shirt one more time so you can see it exactly what they look like. Okay. Every year we'll have one, limited edition, kind of put a unique message on there. If you want to get yours, we want you to go to brandsexpertspodcast.com, right on the homepage. You will see a spot for you to pick one up for that year. Well, we're not sure what the price will be for the one you purchased and pick up, but we definitely want you to pick one up. It's going to be great for you, your brand, everything that you're doing. To pick one up, to have one, it'll just be great for you to have that. Okay, so let's get into the problem, right, that most brands have with when they don't focus on on value over delivery. Okay, so let's just say there's a brand, there's two brands, right, and let's just use they both make hot dogs. Okay, now aside from the taste, what else is different, right? Because some people may just go to the cheaper price just because it's cheaper. But what if this one says, if you buy one, then you get one free? That's their version of value over delivery. The other one might say, if you buy one, you'll get a premium bun, right? That's value over delivery. There may be something to where you're like, Saturdays, the first 5 customers get, it says like a free something, right? Or whatever, a picture with the mascot, right? For being one of the first 5, right? That's value over delivery. So you get a free hot dog, picture with the mascot, right? That's how you solve that problem. So when you solve that issue, this is what you actually did when you solved that issue. When you solve that problem, now your brand, you're over delivering, so people are going to have a reason to want to go to your hot dog shop, right? To take their kids to meet the mascot, themselves, to have that unique picture or video, whatever you guys end up deciding to do, right? They will always have that. And that's a crazy great way to over deliver. We want you to be able to do that. And so it's just so important, right, when it comes to value over delivery. But you want to do that in every area of your brand, okay? So if you have employees, right, you want to make sure that you have holiday parties, time off on a birthday and a birthday gift, right? Stuff like that, right? You want to always, 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 always over deliver value. We can't stress that enough. You have to do that at all times in your brand and everything you do. Just over deliver value. And when you're able to do that, like, your brand will start growing by itself, right? But you have to do that. You have to understand how important that is, because that shows that you really care about your brand. You're really focusing on what's going on with your brand. And you also care about your community, right? And what I mean by your community is the people inside of your brand and the supporters that support your brand. You're really showing that you want to go the extra mile to make sure that they're getting a great experience and that you're doing something for them that goes above and beyond, right? So let me give you another example, right, of how we do that, or demonstrate how that's done for you, right? So what we do when we meet a brand or a business, right, since we do, like, with the Champions Playbook, right, let's go to there, right? The media production firm that's over the podcast, okay? So when we're over there doing stuff, right, when we first meet a brand, the way we'll position ourselves is we want to do something, right? Whether it's a short clip, whether it's a long form piece of content, we want to do something free of financial charge just to show our quality. If we're able to do that, right, we want to be able to do that. And what that does is that shows our quality, that shows off their work to our network, right, with the Champions Playbook. And it's just so incredible to be able to do that, right? Because now they get to see our editing skills. They get to see how we put their video together, right? What are we focusing on, right? The camera settings that we're using, whatever we're doing, whatever we can communicate to them to push out a quality video, that's what we're going to do. And we want you to know that we're doing that. And that's just at this point in our brand with the Champions Playbook, media, marketing, and production firm. We're showing you that we're good at what we do. We want to start off with a relationship before we come in talking about a whole bunch of money and things like that. When we are available, if we are available, that's what we want to come in and do and prove and show to our community, right? Very, 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 very important for us to do that. And it's been going great. There's been, at this point, hundreds of brands that we've been able to do that for. And that's created some great opportunities, right? Some incredible opportunities with brands just going in there. Recently, we did our first full event, indoor-outdoor event, right? It's called AV Spring Fest, right? Put on by Refi Snacks, right? So shout out to them for what they're doing. So we got to get in there and just, over deliver value, of course, but, partner with him. A lot of these brands, this is their first pop-up and things like that. So to over deliver for him, right? But we've already been able to over deliver previously, right? But this is an event we get to over deliver for, really show what we're capable of with the Champions Playbook. And from there, once you have something to work off of, that helps with your negotiations with that brand. And that helps with your negotiation with similar brands, similar events, to show that you went in there, the kind of work that you've been able to do, right? And especially if you're able to put it on your Instagram, your YouTube page, your website, if you're able to do all this, right, what that creates is an opportunity to show off your work, your quality, and that's what you want to do. Let your work speak for itself, okay? Let your work speak for itself, right? Don't, be so caught up in the money thing that you're afraid to let your work speak for itself. Now, once your work has spoke for itself, you can over deliver in value in other ways. You can say, hey, when we come, what we'll do is we'll capture some behind the scenes for you, right? We'll make sure we do that. Some stuff that doesn't, it's not included, but we want to make sure that we show kind of, some behind the scenes, do a little interview with you, edit that, send that to you, post something on our website, YouTube page, because we're marketing the content as well. And we're showing the growth, right? So value over delivery is something that we believe every brand needs to focus on, right? Like, I'll show you an example, another, just one more, right? So with the episodes, right, that come out, what if my guest is busy, can't do anything? Do we cancel the episode? No, we're not canceling the episode. We're going to show up, whether it's me, Elite, or whether it's another one of our team members, volunteers that's going to do the interview, whatever the case is. We're going to make sure we over deliver. We're not just going to show up and not show up, right? I mean, we're not going to not show up, right? That's the way to put it. We're not going to not show up just because someone else didn't show up, right? Like, we want to always look at it like, what if we were watching and we were waiting for something, right? It can be that episode that we're showing up, and that consistency builds a level of trust with a new client that says, well, now we want to get on the podcast because we know you're going to show up. We know you're showing up, no matter what's going on, no matter what area you are. Right now, we're at a park. We're at Terra Bonita Park in Lancaster, California, right? And, we didn't let that stop us. Like, we needed a place to film. The first place, there was reasons we couldn't film there, right? In our, our initial office we were going to use today. Okay, we're going to go somewhere else. Couldn't do it there for other reasons. Got it. Like, so now we're here. So I was going to go to another park, and we'll eventually do content at that park, right? I was going to go to Sky Tower Park. If you're familiar with the Lancaster area in California, you know exactly where that is. That didn't happen today. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. We're here. We're right here. We're filming Terra Bonita Park, Lancaster, California, on Easter. We're not letting the holiday stop us. We're not letting anything stop us, okay? So that's another version of value over delivery. You see how this plays into so much pieces of the brand and everything else? Like, just because this is the topic that we're hitting on this month, we always revisit value over delivery. We feel it makes the world go round. And so we'll always come back to it. We have a value over delivery system that we go through in podcast episodes that's available on the VIP stuff, on Brand Experts Podcast Club, where you get VIP pieces to interviews and things like that. So we don't stop with value over delivery. And this can and will be a topic that we hit on in other months. So don't think that just because we're here now with value over delivery, that this is the only time that we'll get on that and get to it. No. We'll come back to value over delivery for sure. It's that important. We'll continue to re-hit on it. We'll continue to, show the importance of value over delivery, because we come at it from so many different spaces and areas, because that's how important it is, okay? So just understand that and implement that into your brand, into your business. No matter what's going on, implement value over delivery. Right? Period. We feel like we do that with the brands that we bring onto the podcast, right? Just the way that we do it with our camera presentation, with the types of questions that we ask the brand owners and experts, right? We don't just ask them random questions. We ask them questions about their brand, how to grow their brand, work that they've done, how they got started. We don't just come on here, hit on one subject and leave. No. We like to paint their story of that brand, the beginning stages and the ideas behind that, right? We want to come in with good audio. Shout out to Hollyland. We've been using the Hollyland mic, right? Really advanced mic system and setup, but we have another setup, right, when we're, meeting with more than one individual, right? So we have some advanced mics that we picked up, cameras advanced, the tripod, the whole setup, right? We over deliver from every perspective with the podcast, and it's showing with the views, with the comments, people sharing. Now it's at the point to where I'm meeting people that have went and watched this, organically found it in, whatever way they found it. And, that's just incredible to us as well, that's been able to happen, by itself. And we believe that's because of the value of delivery. There's a lot of podcasts, right? And we don't see any competition because we know each podcast is unique. But at that same time, we know that brands want to come on the Brands Experts podcast just because of how we over deliver, just because of how we bring the content together, the uniqueness to our podcast. And yeah, so, this is something that I could talk about all day, right? Even as a brand, we could speak about this all day because it means that much to us. And we want it to mean the same to you or even more, because when you over deliver value, there's so much things that you can do. Okay. So we broke down examples, right? We broke down what it is, right? And so if if you want to come on here and talk about onto the podcast and talk about how, you want to, get on the podcast, talk about your brand and things like that, this is how you accomplish that. You go to brandsexpertspodcast.com, and then right at the homepage, right there at the top, there's a form. You fill that form out. 24 to 48 hours, we'll get back to you and let you know if we're going to move forward with your application and get you on a podcast. It doesn't have to be in person. We could do this virtually, right? So, if you live in Texas or Florida or New York or Tennessee, doesn't matter. We can do this virtually, right? There's different ways we can do this. And, we want to be able to over deliver to you. So that's why we had that virtual option. We have not done a virtual episode yet, but that's why I said yet, but we will. We will. That will happen. There's too many brands in other cities. We've done virtual stuff on the Champions Playbook, media marketing and production firm. We've done episodes over there, which have been great. And so we want to continue that over here with podcast episodes, right? So we want to do that, right? Because we have a lot of different things going. There's going to be some new series that end up popping up on the podcast, just period. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, we want to always, whatever you're doing, it does not matter what you're doing. You always want to over deliver value. If you could do that, right, that is how you can go from no money to making money, because you started with value over delivery. You didn't start thinking about how much money you were going to make. You started by thinking about how much value can I over deliver. And once you execute that plan, that mindset, right, on that level, what do you think is going to happen? Yeah, you're going to eventually get sales, because this is what happens. Well, if two brands want you to work for them, right? Let's say you're a model, right? And you're continuously doing free work. So you're like somebody already, you're already going somewhere for somebody. And they're like, okay, well, listen, what is your offer? You always have, no matter, even if you're doing free work, have what your offer is. And just let them know, hey, it's $300, it just worked out, they're local. They'll say, cool, let's go. That free offer at that point in time becomes less valuable because they're offering less to get you there, to get everything done. So, but your value over delivery created that, because people have seen your work, people got real comfortable with you, and now you're at the point where things are working out for you. The main reason that is, people even knew about your work and what you can do and your expertise and your modeling skills, whatever the case, is because you over delivered value. If you did not over deliver value, no one would know about you. How would they? Right? No one was trying to hire you. No one knew your work. No one believed it was good. Whatever the case, you didn't have a business card, whatever. But now that you have all that, and they see your work, and they have an event or whatever's going on, and they want that high level model there, they're calling you. They've seen you working. Main reason why is because of value over delivery. And then, so you over deliver value in that first year. So you didn't make any money in that first year. It's okay. Because that next year, guess what ended up happening? Let's say you made $100,000, right? It was all because of that first year of value over delivery. Can't stress that enough. Can't put the importance on that enough. It all happened because of value over delivery. That's the main reason why you were able to make that money, is because of value over delivery. And so, that's just the way it works, is the value over delivery. Seriously, like, that's why now someone has a 6-figure business, because they were able to deliver value for free for a year. For a whole year. They did not stress about getting paid. They just focused on over-delivering value. Okay, that's how we built this brand, right? Brands Experts Podcast, right? And we'll get into that in another episode, right? Because I don't really have the time today. But we over-delivered value, and now we have over 15 guests, right? Maybe a little less, a little more. I don't know the exact number, because we over-delivered value to start. We didn't come in, it's $1,000, it's $2,000. No, we over-delivered value first, and then we continue to over-deliver value when it was a paid platform, right? So we're always going to over-deliver value in our way. No one can come into your brand or business, tell you exactly how to over-deliver. That's your specialty. That's your secret. It's how you're going to do it, right? How you're going to do it, right? And that's the fun in brand and business development, right? Is how are you going to do the things that you want to do with your brand? So we just want you to really think about that. Develop it right. Do your thing. Be on the lookout. New episodes dropping every week on Fridays, so be on the lookout for that. Special editions may come throughout the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Those are the main days we drop, unless something else is going on, and then we'll, update socials, we'll update website, we'll update emails, and then you'll get those notifications, and then we'll push out that way. So, just know that that's what we're doing over here. We take it very, 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 very serious, value over delivery. And we're just going to keep over-delivering with value, continue to be an expert with your brand. And yes, that's the monthly topic. And we're going to do some videos on our Instagram as well. The Instagram is Brands Experts Podcast. Our series where we put daily tips is Fast Branding Tips. We also have a series on the Champions Playbook media production firm, which is called Video Marketing Bonus Group. So we put tips for these topics. The plan is to drop those every day. Sometimes some things happen, make it difficult to drop every day, but that's the goal, to drop those every day. So go to those places when you want to get the value in those areas. Let's continue to over-deliver. This is Elite, Brands Experts Podcast. Till the next one. Everybody have an incredible Easter and the rest of the holidays in 2023. This is our year. Don't listen to anybody telling you it's not your year. Make it happen. And over-deliver value. That's the topic. Focus on that. We broke that down. And go pick you up one of these incredible shirts too. It's hot. Shout out Retro Kings too. Shout out Retro Kings, right? The Retro Kings. Find them on Instagram. Website is the same. Get your purchases. Custom stuff. They don't play. They hook you up. Short notice too. All right. Elite Brands Experts Podcast. Be an expert in everything you do. For checking out this episode of the Brands Experts Podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out all our socials like Instagram. Make sure you check out our website, and make sure you check out our VIP, brandsexpertspodcast.com. Exclusive VIP stuff, interviews, exactly how to make money, exactly how to partner with great brands. These are things you need to know, right? You got to remember, if you want to get to where you need to go, you need to pay for that, right? That's how you're paying for that value that you need. So make sure you go over there, check that out. And we're here for you. Brands Experts Podcast. Let's go.